Good afternoon. My name is Elizabeth Villanueva. I'm presenting and talking to you from Santiago de Chile. I am a teacher at the school level of physics and mathematics at Colegio Alberto Pérez in the town of Maipú and coordinator of the Whiz Astronomy Modeling Chile's group. We are a learning community about astronomy created by the encouragement of astrophysicist Carl Pennypacker with support from the Global Hands of Universe, where middle and high school students, their teachers, and astronomers meet remotely to develop research in school astronomy. Some meetings between team members begin at August 2020 and remain to this day. It carries the adjective of modeling because these investigations are not exclusively conceptual, but it challenged the team and especially the students to work with images obtained by themselves through the remote telescope Las Cumbres. Also, to use photometry and data analysis tools to model mathematically their observations. The official GWIS logo shows a transit of an exoplanet with a Cartesian plane, which refers to one of the first challenges with which we start this project. Transit is the phenomenon to be studied, but the Cartesian plane represents the process of analysis and modeling that we try to develop with our students. As you can see in the presentation, there is the process that two of my students, Francisca and Javier, carried out mainly during the last year to replicate the transit method for the detection of exoplanets. In the process of obtaining the images and subsequent analysis, we experienced a learning process that was not linear and that set us back and correct what we did in several stages, such as the exploration in the windows of visibility of our first target star, learning to use Salsa J and Astro Image J, deal with saturated photograph or an insufficient number of images. One of the biggest challenge, according to Francisca and Javier, it was to arrive at a proper configuration of the telescope. In the presentation, you can see one of the best results obtained in the process of capturing the transit of an exoplanet. We work with LCO, with a telescope of 0.4 meters, with IP filter, obtaining this transit of HATS 24b last year. Finally, all the work was presented at the 2021 School Astronomical Congress, organized by the University of Concepcion here in Chile, obtaining the second place in the high school education category. As you should know, the north of Chile is famous in astronomy for the climatic and geographical conditions that have allowed the setting up of large research centers and observatories. In Chile, it is not only to develop astronomy research at a worldwide level, but also it is an activity that is highly used and recommended for tourism. The past 3 years were in Chile the season of solar eclipses, which further motivated the interest in astronomy in the general population. And given the interest in learning and teaching astronomy in Chile, and with the aim of extending the opportunity to other students and teachers to establish a learning community and share with them the same feeling that I felt with Francisca and Javier when I saw them growing up and making their own astronomy research, come up the idea of making a GWIS group at the local level, maintaining the characteristics of the original group in terms of being a synchronous meeting space with students and teachers belonging to different schools and cities, enriching the diversity within the group. The community works as an activity associated with each school in workshop mode, like an after school class. It does not carry scores or marks in betweens, and their participation is entirely voluntary. The call to participate to incorporate new teacher has also been challenging, but in 2 years of operation, we have already managed to establish a team of teachers who establish and set up the official staff of the Whiz Astronomy model in Chile, who regularly attend their sessions with their students. You can see on the map that we belong to different cities and that there are teachers who have participated both this year and the previous one. Unlike the original GWIS group, the Chilean group has had the occasional intervention of national astronomers offering us talks, but not permanent advice. We have been present in school science and astronomy competitions at national level, as well as in astronomy teaching meetings and science education congress, sharing and publicizing our work. The group has had the opportunity to chair 2 times with the Astronomy Club of Skegness Grammar School from the UK, thanks to the contact of Fraser Lewis, astronomer, part of the international GWIS team. Now, teacher Paul Palma shared his testimony from the city of Coyhaique.
Hola, mi nombre es Paul Palma Galvez, soy profesor de física en el Colegio Alianza Austral de la ciudad de Coyhaique, 11ª región de Chile. Este es mi segundo año participando en esta instancia de IWIS, en la cual hemos podido trabajar de forma colaborativa con docentes de distintas regiones del país, potenciando a nuestros estudiantes a aprender de manera significativa por medio de la investigación, búsqueda de información, análisis de información de un tema que es tan interesante para ellos como es la astronomía. Así que estoy muy contento y muy agradecido por la oportunidad de ser parte de este equipo y espero seguir creciendo en lo profesional en torno a esto. Con lo aprendido en GWIS logramos desarrollar el proyecto Cráteres 3D. Con Salsa J logramos desarrollar la escala para desarrollar los modelos 3D de 3 cráteres diferentes. Como resultado final logramos crear 3 maquetas diferentes, todas a escala, con el propósito de acercar el conocimiento de los cráteres para toda la comunidad de una manera inclusiva. Sin duda fue un gran trabajo desarrollado por el equipo. Muchas gracias por su atención.
Although astronomy in Chile is one of the most popular and striking branches of science for students, its teaching still present a deficit that has been occasionally studied in Chile and South America, which reveal the persistence of alternative conceptions in both students and teachers. Along with a teaching focused mainly on the conceptual, with a predominance in memorizations without application of theories and models. For GWIS proposal in Chile, we have established a series of stages that act in accordance with accompanying students towards modeling activities in astronomy. The structure of this stage and the subject matter are justified in presenting a sequence that managed to captivate our student for longer and is characterized by stage 1. Here we work with Stellarium and Salsa J to make a diagnosis of the group and introduce concepts such as angular size, plate scale, and photometry. In stage 2, students learn to request their first images in LCO, to apply what they learned in the previous stage, and to know the different settings like the exposure time, the filters, and the visibility window. In stage 3, students will perform more complex activity with image sets already tested to learn about different analysis techniques. In stage 4, students who wish to continue in GWIS can opt for their own research topic and receive support from the international group to carry out their work. Isabel Martinez, a 10th grade student who is in stage 4 of the program, is developing her own research on open clusters. Today, she is going to share her testimony of personal learning beyond astronomy.
Hola, mi nombre es Isabel Martínez y actualmente tengo 16 años y vivo en la ciudad de Coyhaique. Creo que sobre todo lo que ha sido GWIT para mí, lo más importante es que ha sido un gran desafío. La astronomía no era algo habitual en mi vida antes y cuando se presentó esta oportunidad, si bien fue algo extraño, pero no perdía nada intentándolo. Fue ahí cuando salí de mi zona de confort al intentar cosas nuevas que nunca había pensado que podría ser capaz antes, como hacer mi propia investigación o capturar imágenes de objetos celestes o poner tanto de mí en algo que realmente me mueve. Y es increíble cómo las experiencias pueden cambiar a la gente y en este caso cambiarte para bien.
One of the biggest difficulties for our group is the permanence of the students in the program. On average, each teacher managed to keep 3 students in the program during the year. Not all of them continue the following year. Among the reasons why attendance decrease are the incompatibility with the high academic load, disconform with the format of the session because it's online education, or disenchantment with the workshop as the demand in areas such as data analysis and formal research works begins to appear because it's more difficult. We have realized that we are still picking out a group of students with a very particular and minority profile in our classroom. Here are some of the activities we have developed with the group of students who have started the program this year. The activities of stage 1 are adapted from the workshop Galileo Teacher Training Program. We hope to continue with Whiz Astronomy model in Chile, contributing to the learning and astronomy at the school level, with the hope of being a place that sees the first step of future Chilean astronomers. The GWIS community will not be possible without the support of the Global Hands of Universe and support of the Las Cumbres Observatory, as well as the teacher and students who rely on this project. Thank you very much for your attention.